Good morning from a very rainy Brisbane. It's Sunday morning here, and it's very cool for this time of year, down to low 20s. So, good day to do a bit of train set action. Now, I thought about time that I did an update video on the layout. So, before I do a little bit of operations testing that I'm going to put on the video here, I'll give a quick overview of the layout as it is. We have the second layer there, as you can see, which I've painted brown. So this is another layer of XPS foam that's been painted brown thanks to a mixture of acrylic brown paint and Mod Podge in an approximate 50-50 ratio, which works really well. Sticks onto the XPS beautifully. And this, sometimes it's even a little bit tacky, which helps to hold the track down. As it's not yet properly secured. Can't remember where the last video was up to, but a bit of MDF backing board on there, yet to have something applied. So we've got, as a general overview, we still have the loop. I've done a little bit of tinkering with the sidings and the sort of little industrial spurs, if you will. I've incorporated a crossover here, so that we can bring a train in like so, or we can bring a train in like so. My thinking is that, yes, it's starting to get a little bit spaghetti bowl with the amount of track and the number of sidings and everything like that. But my kind of idea to minimize the impact of that is to put quite a bit of dense scenery and what have you in between, so that you can kind of imagine that they are separate locations in the world, in the make-believe world within which this train set exists. We have the double track coming around here. Now this is where it stops at the moment and is going to continue along down here. Nick and I are building the next module number 3, which will go here, into which will be the concept at the moment is the port, with quite a bit more switching and intermodal opportunities there. So we have the yard still here. I've probably got a few more things since last time. I've got a couple of the what was the brand? Rail? Oh no, sorry, excuse me. These ones are the Buckambool models here of open freight here that can put, the idea behind these is that you can put anything in them. So I'm thinking of maybe doing a bit of a scrapyard, and then you could the scrapyard looks interesting, and then just fill that up with scrap. Then of course we have here, which are, now these ones are Ost N Rail. These are really nice. These have removable, of course, containers, Australian theme, which is good. And here's the open wagon Buckambool models, which is these ones here. They run really nice. They are really well made, and can highly recommend them. So as I say, these come off. Very fine detail on the units themselves. Really, oops, the focus is not so easy to get, but anyway, you get the idea. Really nice detail on them. They run really well, and they've got nice couplers and all of that kind of thing. So I can highly recommend those. The other thing that I've done perhaps since last time is I've bought a second locomotive. So I have one here, and I have one over here, and I know what you might say. You'd be like, yeah, but they look the same. Well, they are the same. They're identical. They just have different numbers. One is, oh my word, what is it? 4844, and the other one is 4852. So I've programmed these in the DCC unit, so that I can select each one and run them independently. I got two just for it looks nice and consistent when you have two of them linked up in a consist and they're going around together. Because that's the great thing about the DCCs. You can link these you can have them running totally independently on the same piece of track, or you can link them up together to operate essentially as one unit, which I found was necessary when pulling a lot of the freight, particularly going up this relatively modest slope. One, we just couldn't do it. It would get to about here with a full train behind it, and it would stall out, or it would stop because of the weight. So where are we? So I bought, fair few more switches. This one I bought yesterday so that I can have this little siding here, which in my plans is sort of coming down a little bit further this way, and that's going to be where the locomotives live, which then I was previously parking them up here, but that's kind of I don't really want locos parked here. I want that part to be used so that when they're doing operations, it's a bit of a return loop there that they can do. So still a bit of a work in progress in terms of the layout and what I'm happy with. I'm thinking of, again, more spaghettification of the track, maybe possibly having a line coming up here that goes up a step. So I'd like to put another step here, another layer. So we go up, and then a little industry up the top there. I was going to have a track going out to the outside world, heading off that way, but I don't know. I've got enough connections to the outside world that I kind of feel happy. Going to have intermodal here, a port over here. So really that's the objective of that, is to have the outside world connections to give a little bit of extra life and context for this railroad. So what I wanted to do is also show this video on another bit of Kato track that I purchased yesterday. For about $10 you can get a small piece like this, which is a magnetic decoupler. So it's with these magnetic couplers, they have a little metallic pipe that sort of sticks to the bottom, and when it travels over this strong magnet, the theory is that it uncouples them. When you're driving over it in a forward direction, there's enough tension in the coupler to prevent it from inadvertently coming unstuck. But let me just sort of show you how this kind of works, because it does sort of work on these ones. It doesn't really work on in my test earlier or yesterday, I tried it on these ones and these ones, and it's like the coupler is just too good. Even though it says they're magnetic on the packet, the coupler is just holds on too well. But I haven't tested it in full, so it might actually be fine. So we've got the Loco 4852 here coded in. So what I'm going to do is just swap over some of these things just to show how it works. So let's say, for example, this big one here is, just say it's a cement. It's full of cement. It's a cement hopper. It's full of cement, and we want to change that over with the two that are in the siding there that need to be put in for them to be filled with cement. So let's say this chap. This is hard because I'm holding the device in one hand and my phone in the other. Okay, so that's hooked up there. We change the direction. So as you can see, it didn't work. What I'm going to do is, just for the sake of, I'll bring that over here. Oh, there you go. All right, now that's hooked up. So let's continue. Again, doing this with one hand in each thing is testing my coordination skills quite greatly. I really need something that holds the phone. I used to have something. I don't think it's any good though. So reverse that. Now what we're going to do is, the objective is we reverse and hopefully pick up these two. Now the objective here, remember, is to put those two into the loading track. Okay, let's see. Of course, because I'm filming, nothing's going to properly connect. Hey, it connected. Okay, so now we want to put those two into the loading track, and we do not want to use our hands at all. We want to do this completely hands-free. So I've seen some videos online of people using these Kato decouplers, and they're just not great, but there's all sorts of tips and tricks that people have given to improve the situation. So it seems like it can work. They do work, but they can just be a bit fiddly, particularly with some types of couplers or some kinds of, adjustments required. Now it's probably all going to derail on me because I'm filming. But so it looks like there's a few different ways that people have encountered these decouplers. Some positive, some negative, but it seems like I'm going maybe a bit fast. I want to do it nice and slow. These are old rolling stock from years ago, as I might have mentioned in a previous video. They've got new wheels on them and new couplers because they had those god-awful couplers. Can't remember what they're called, but they were terrible. So here we go. So we've got that coming in here. Now what we want to do is we want to park that over the magnet. So we put that there. Now we go forwards ever so slightly. It's a miracle. It actually worked. So that's how it works. So you just park it over there. The magnet sort of twists and turns the coupler, and it pulls them apart. So the reason why I really want this to work is because, yes, my the depth of my setup here is too deep. I will acknowledge that. It's approximately 90 centimeters deep. So if you watch any videos or read any books or whatever, and 90 centimeters is considered like really too deep. For Pete's sake. Something had to go wrong, didn't it? Let's just do that as an emergency stop. These these are a little bit tricky. I think you're back on now. Are you now? Oh, for Pete's sake. These can be a little bit tricky. I think because I was going into it, I don't think I'd set the switch properly, to be honest. And I might have been going into it way too slow. But yeah, so the depth of this thing is probably too deep based on sort of prevailing recommendations and theories and what have you. So I kind of want to put these remote sort of uncoupling magnetic things in the corners where I'm just not going to be able to access things, and hope that most of the time it kind of works. Now, just to finish off the video, I'll just bring this one in here. Let's just say, for example, it's a single hopper of cement which is being brought into the yard. So I may do another video at some point. Well, I will do another video at some point, let's face it. What that is, I don't know. It'll probably be another update. At least, if not before, it'll be the new module there, probably with a ton more track put in. Maybe I might do a video on setting up the consist of the two of those and show that, how they set up. Maybe run some of the new rolling stock here, the open wagons or the freight flatbeds. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm not sure what I'll do next. It just depends where the inspiration lies. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm glad the Kato decoupler worked. Pretty neat, and I think will really make a big difference, particularly in those hard to reach parts of the layout. Anyway, enjoy your day, and I'll catch you at the next video.